if somebody in your mother's line, let's start with the mother's line. So your mother or her parents or their parents, if somebody in there basically, let's say, tried to do something and failed miserably and got a lot of pain, they then have in their field, I'll never try this again.
This is the Kevin Trudeau Show.
I am exposing the corruption in government and in major multinational corporations. We're telling you the things that they don't want you to know that will make your life better. Let's go back to the phone lines. Who is our next lucky caller? All right, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes. You are live on the air.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
That's okay.
Okay, my name's Angel, and the reason why I'm calling is because I tend to have a lot of problems with trying to finish the things that I start. I think it might be procrastination. I get excited, I start projects, I start business, like wholesaling, but then all of a sudden, halfway through it, I get a little bit scared or something, and I start to think that maybe I'm not capable, or I don't have enough knowledge about the subject, and I just don't complete it. I don't finish it, and I'm sick of doing that. I'm joining gym today. I want to make sure that I follow as much of your teachings. I'd love to get that signed book from you today if that's possible, but
you asked.
I know
you
that
asked.
I have the capability.
You just asked, ask and you shall receive. I was waiting for somebody to ask for it. Okay, so you got it. That's not what.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah, I was just sitting here waiting. I got it right here, waiting for somebody to say, "I want that." How do I win or something? So stay on the line.
Before, bless you.
Yeah, you're going to get this for free, but stay with me because I got a couple of questions for you. So I'm looking in your field.
Okay.
And you get excited about something. You want to attain something. You want to achieve something. So you start something, like you set a goal, you kind of get out of your comfort zone and say, hey, I want more money, or I want this, or I want to achieve this. Let me start taking some action steps to making that happen. You get to that point, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then you're feeling good. And then once you start taking some steps, all of a sudden I see doubt comes in. Am I good enough? Do I have what it takes? Am I going to fail? Am I wasting my time? Am I going to lose money? Right? Okay. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So I can see this, and I'm going to do something for you because I'm going to explain to everybody who's watching how this works and what happens. So stay with me on the line here. We have in our DNA from our parents and our ancestors, I mentioned personality traits and physical traits. If you're going bald, you got it from your parents. It's in their line. If you're prone to diabetes, it's genetic. If you're tall, it's genetic. If you're short, it's genetic. If you're skinny as a rail and have a hard time putting on weight, it's genetic. If you have a hard time losing weight and you blow up like a balloon all the time, most of the time you have a genetic disposition for that. That's how it works. But also success and fears and phobias are genetic as well. So I want you to imagine, and by the way, for those of you who are Christians, this is in the Bible. It talks about how the sins of the father are passed down through 7 generations. And it goes on to explain how this works. This is why throughout history, if you had a criminal in your lineage, that means you had the criminality gene. If you had a lot of successful military people in your heritage, you had military genes. If you had artists in your lineage, you had the genes to become a good artist or to be a good athlete. Whatever was in your lineage, you have these genes. You also have genes for fears, decisions, postulates. So what happens is if somebody in your mother's line, let's start with the mother's line. So your mother or her parents or their parents, if somebody in there basically, let's say, tried to do something and failed miserably and got a lot of pain, they then have in their field, I'll never try this again. This was a big mistake. And they'll start beating themselves up, putting postulates into their own mind, such as, I'm a loser. I don't have what it takes. I never succeed at anything. So they're programming themselves with those energies. Then they have children. Now the children have a part of that energy in their DNA. Just like if one of your grandparents was super successful, you'd have that energy in your DNA too. So when you have this energy, and this is one of the energetic blocks that are in the money processes. There are 33 of these. This is common. What you're experiencing is not uncommon. And I handle some of this in the Global Information Network. There's a whole training I did on the cruise ship where I go through. All you have to do is listen to the training, and it's most people have a hard time starting a project, or they have a hard time finishing a project. They always bail out too quick. They can't follow up and follow through. They can't complete a task. They can't complete a cycle. So since you're joining Jin, you'll be able to get access to all that free. But I'm just going to go into your fields right now, and you may notice something in your physical body, or you may notice an emotion come up. If something does, let me know. What I'm doing is I'm looking at your mother, and I'm looking at your mother's parents, and I'm looking in the field on 33 different dimensions, and I'm looking for this fear of failure, which is the energy that you're expressing. So I'm looking for fear of failure. And I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm seeing 6 individuals in your lineage that tried something and failed and experienced great emotional pain because of it. And so it's in your field from your mother. So I am now going there and I'm neutralizing that energy. And I'm just going, I'm going into, you can probably feel something in maybe your feet are getting hot or something. Okay, so now, yeah, right? Okay.
It was my mother.
Yeah, I could see it. It's clear as a bell. All right, so now let me go to your father. And I'm looking at your father, and I'm looking at your father's parents, both mother and father, and their parents. And I'm going back, and I'm also looking for any type of fear of failure or what's causing them to question themselves. So on this lineage, it isn't fear of failure. The energy that I see very clearly is low self-confidence. This may resonate with you. Low self-confidence. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. And
my father was small in stature, and he didn't think too much of himself.
There you go. So I mean, I can see it as clear as a bell. And so let me clear this up. Oh, you might feel some tingling in your body as things are shifting.
It's around my hands and my arms.
Yeah. Okay. So now your constitutional frequency has just been changed. So now you still have the habit yourself. And so what the next thing we do is we go into your bank, your memories from this lifetime and beyond, and we handle all of the postulates, decisions, contracts, agreements that you put in, any samskara that's there, any reoccurring pattern of thought that needs to be corrected. But you can do this with will, because think about it. There are people all around the world 100 years ago that started with nothing, that had a lot of junk in their field. They had poverty consciousness, and they still became ridiculously successful. How did they do it? They did it by willpower. They made a decision, and they did it because they had to. If you look at people that became very successful, they were in such an unpleasant state in the beginning, usually so poor and so desperate and so destitute, and they needed to help their family, or maybe they were very young and their parents were poor. There was so much pain going on that they needed to succeed. So let me tell you, and everybody watching, what the 3 steps are. If you have a wish for something, nothing will happen because we call it wishful thinking. There's no energy behind a wish. If you want something, you're never going to get it because you have an energy of lack. And the universe will provide circumstances, events, conditions, people, and situations where you are always wanting but never having. But once you need something, just like you need to breathe, when it becomes a need, an absolute need, a must, there is no option. I must have this. I have to have this. I need to have this. The energy is so strong, that's when you can focus on what you clearly, absolutely want. You can see it with clarity, but it's not a want, it's not a wish, it's a need. And that is when the energy is so strong that you will broadcast on a theta wave. And when you put that out into the universe on the theta wave, you will be driven, you will be motivated, you will be inspired because there's something behind you pushing you to do it. Something within you that's pushing you. But it's almost like there's something behind you pushing you to do it. And you can overcome any low self-esteem, low self-confidence, lack of belief in yourself. You don't deserve it. You're not worthy. It overcomes. So I'm going to give you one last thing to do. When you join the club, you're going to get the self-image lessons. Make sure you go through that. That's going to change everything for you. But
I will.
And this is something that everybody can do. You have to repeat verbally every day. This is an affirmation that you can do. It'll change one of the core elements of succeeding. And that is, do you believe? Do you have confidence in? Do you have a knowingness that you deserve what you're seeking? Or do you think you are unworthy, that you don't deserve it, that you're not good enough? All wealthy people have a feeling that they deserve that best seat in the house. They deserve the money. They deserve to help other people. They deserve to be safe. They deserve love. They deserve acknowledgement. They deserve respect. They deserve it. It's owed to them. They deserve it. And the universe then delivers. Unsuccessful people never feel worthy and never feel deserving. So the affirmation that you can say are things like, I deserve money. I deserve to be safe. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be respected. I deserve to have my dreams coming true. I deserve to achieve my goals. I deserve success. I deserve a good lifestyle. I deserve a great relationship. I deserve to have fun. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be healthy. You with me? So you keep saying that.
Absolutely.
And that's going to, and I put that out with a lot of energy, so you may have felt that as well. So
oh my God, I was ready to fly.
Good. It works. It's real.
Oh my God.
It's real. All right, so stay on the line. William's going to get all your contact details, and I'm going to sign this right after the show, and we'll send it right out to you today.
Please, Kevin. And by the way, I've waited for so many years for you to be able to be released. I prayed for you, and I bought your wishes, your command years ago. I went through 14 hours instantly, but I know I've got to join Ken.
Cool beans. Well, congratulations. Very nice to talk to you. Thanks for calling. Hi, I'm Kevin Trudeau. This is everything they don't want you to know about to improve the quality of your life. Broadcasting every Monday and Wednesday, 2 days a week now. Monday and Wednesday at 1 o'clock Chicago time. Make sure you tune in and subscribe to the channel and share these shows with everyone you know.